Sure, glad to do it.
All right, thank you, Kurt. Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, October 8th at 7:34. This is the regular Cultural Arts Commission meeting. My name is Daniel B. Smith. I am the chair of the Cultural Arts Commission. We have a small crowd this evening, but I will kick things off, as I always do, with a roll call, starting with Marlo. And then I will say Tim. Actually, Tim said he wouldn't be able to be here. Alicia wouldn't be able to be here either. Monique does not appear to be here yet. Kelly said that she wouldn't be able to be here, correct?
No.
Kelly, we're not sure on.
She said she couldn't.
And then Matthew also said he wouldn't be able to be here.
Correct.
So we have, this might be the smallest cultural arts Christian meeting of all time. Of course, we will not be able to approve the minutes, which is the first item on the agenda, because that does require a roll call vote, and we need a quorum. And 2 is not 4, and 4 is our magical number for a quorum. We will have an opportunity for public comment. Hearing none, we'll move on to our actual agenda items, many of which do not require a vote, and therefore we can at least touch base on a couple of things or some updates. I know number 1 on the agenda is an update on the Phoenix Awards and ceremony. I'm hoping to hear about the Phoenix Award Committee's meeting, which I believe happened the 1st of this month. Is that true?
That's correct. The committee met on October 1st virtually. And the main thing we wanted to do was just solidify the date. So the date is Sunday, December 14th, 2025. Monique is working with the Lead Center and is going to make it part of the inclusive holiday market. It'll be on the stage at the Lead Center. It should be really nice. I think it's going to fit really well because we have something of a built-in audience with people there. We set the time at 2 p.m. thinking that the actual market closes, I think it's 6, 5 or 6. So she thought, this would be a nice thing toward the end where people can come and enjoy this as well. And, of course, they have great food and stuff, so we don't really have to do anything catering-wise or anything like that. So those are the basic logistics. And we also talked about committee responsibilities and that type of thing, and that's being handled by the committee. And we set our next meeting up for 1 month, so we're going to meet again and do that. And I am thrilled that Brian brought the awards, and so I brought one of the awards here tonight just to show it off, honestly, because it's just so beautiful. And I'm really pleased with what he's done. I think he's thrilled that he had this opportunity to really do something so, such a large project. At this sets up like this, there's tours inside. Daniel and I were just talking about maybe getting little plaques or something for the Phoenix Awards and putting it on the inside, because I don't want to harm the aesthetics on the outside. So anyway, these are just splendid. Really wonderful job, and I think anybody would be very happy as these people these.
It really is incredible. Like the how tightly everything fits. I think anybody who's worked with wood knows that that is quite a feat.
Work.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And all of them, the different flowers. He had dogwood flowers and ginkgo leaves. And so, Kurt, you want me to turn it so you can actually get the...
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Oh, boss.
We need to get a little turntable so that we can... Yeah.
But yeah, the oak leaves are just beautiful. So anyway, very excited, and I think we're on the right track. And once again, encouraging people to nominate. I'm actually kind of poking the bushes, as they would say, just getting some people that might have some thought of somebody to nominate. So
we have a decent number of nominations in already.
We had 4 so far as of the deadline. And so I've communicated with all those people. They're aware of the situation. And some of them were relieved because they were like, oh, I can add to my nomination now, because they're trying to make that deadline.
With the extension.
With the extension. So, and then, just kind of nudging other people in the community as well. But
seeing the box in person is incredible. I mean, before you walked in and we started the feed, we were commenting on how much larger it is than I imagined it was. I don't know, maybe half that size. So
I was doing the presenting. They're going to have a list.
Oh, yeah, that is a good point. We do always have somebody who hands the award to the recipient.
Typically, the mayor, if the mayor's present, we'll have to see how, if they're available. But usually, last time was Lisa Larson.
Yeah.
And we could certainly have people. I think when Kyla's awards, I wanted to make sure that they got to the recipient. So we'll be very careful. Brian is packed these so well and carefully. I mean, he's really sort of treasuring them in a great way. So, and
Well, that's great. Well, I don't know if our 3 Phoenix Award and Ceremony Committee members will review the footage on this meeting, but I'm glad that they all volunteered to take that on, and I think they're doing a great job, and appreciate them being on that committee. We have a couple more things on the agenda. This might be, I don't know if you remember this, Marlo, but every once in a while I say, it's going to be a short meeting, and usually that jinxes us, and we end up going well into the night. But this time, I think it's real. The second thing on the agenda is an update on the Unmistakable Public Art Exhibition. That's what it says on there. Is that a typo, or do we want to? We can talk about the.
Oh, I goofed and put this in the wrong place. Okay, these are my notes. Nothing. Update on the Unmistakable Public Art Exhibition. That's easy.
I see what you were going for in the order, but I think we're all there.
Yeah, I just was going to affirm that it's live.
Yeah.
So the application is open. I have emailed the past year's recipients and other folks just to make sure it's out there. One of the 2 papers did a short article on it.
It's true. I saw that.
I can't remember, but
It's
anyway.
great.
So anyway, yeah, we're good to go on that. And the deadline for that is November 17th. November 10th, excuse me. So I think that's exciting because that'll be that, response to soccer. So hopefully folks are tuned into that. And anyway, you all can help me get the word out on that as well. We're going to work on some social media too.
At the Artwalk for this year's exhibition, I did chat with a couple of the current participants who had some questions on how specific the football theme is, and I definitely let them know that football, the international unifying nature of sports, and it can be as broad as as you want to interpret it. So they found that relieving. Yeah. Up next, we're going to do an update on the 2026 Community Arts Grants Program Guidelines.
Yeah, so the guidelines, as you all know, are basically put together. There's no significant change. I do make sure that we mention World Cup so people are tuned into that and encourage people to respond if they're doing something related, but I don't want to make it unfair for anybody doing anything else, so it's not a requirement per se. The challenge I was facing was trying to figure out the calendar because we have to, we've got the Unmistakable Event Grants, and then we've got the Unmistakable Public Art Event Exhibition, and then we have the Community Arts Grants. So I was looking at last year's schedule. They opened on December 30th and went through February 3rd. I just wanted to check in and make sure that's okay. That we could stick with that plan and that's not pushing it too far down the road, and also honoring the fact that a lot of this would happen over the holidays if we tried to open it sooner. So that's now that I'm speaking about it, that's why we did it that way last year. As long as nobody's concerned about that, I just want to kind of run it by you guys. It doesn't require a vote. I just wanted some advice.
I think at our last meeting, I said that we've perfected the public community arts grants. Everything about it is perfect. So yeah, I think sticking to the date from last year.
Okay, great. That's great. Thank you for that wisdom.
Well, we have a couple other things, or just one actual agenda item, which is 2026 calendar planning. So this involves us trying to nail down a date for a retreat.
Do you want to do a retreat? If so, what time of year do you want to do that? That type of thing. I wanted to start that conversation. We could also speak about this in November when we have a quorum, hopefully. And then just making sure everybody's tuned into the dates of World Cup so that we know what's going on and that there are a lot of events happening within that window of time.
I love January as a retreat time, but I also would love to hear everyone else's thoughts. Something discussing November.
Yeah, when did we do the retreat this past year in 2025?
We targeted January, but for various reasons getting kicked down. I think we actually met in April, if I remember correctly.
But I do agree that January is good. So I think I feel like the scheduling thing with this year was partially because we had a lot of new folks who were just starting out. We wanted to let them get a little bit more actual board experience before we.
And I think it was like that change from the 10 to the 7.
Yeah. But I think going back to January definitely sounds good. But yeah, we'll have to see what our fellow commissioners think.
I'll just put it on the next agenda as well, and also look at dates so that we could talk dates and get a little more specific. Okay. And then, yeah,
Where there's like less competing things happening.
100%.
except weather sometimes.
Yeah. Except for 14 inches of snow.
But knock on wood, I think we've always been able to meet, so.
That is the entirety of our agenda. The only thing on here that we actually had to vote on is the approval of minutes. We can kick that down the road and do that at the next meeting. And then do a little bit of miscellany. Under miscellany, there's a little section to debrief about the UPAE Artwalk that we all participated in. I mentioned when we were talking about 2026 UPAE. So yeah, Unmistakable Public Art Exhibition Artwalk. This is the first time we've done it on such a busy Friday evening. But everybody seemed like they were, for me, I will admit, it was a bit of a change of pace. I'm used to it being such a casual stroll, and there's maybe a couple other people out and about, and we get to kind of take our time and, observe the artwork in peaceful, quiet, and hear some bird song and stuff like that. So having it be a bustly, busy Friday evening was definitely, I hadn't really thought that much in advance about how different it would be. But I do agree with everybody else I talked to that it felt more festive. And it was nice that random people walking by kind of would occasionally glom onto our group and listen in for a little bit and take more notice of the artwork. So
I put this together just as a summary and some photographs. Yes, it was, I didn't realize till later it was Parents' Weekend.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
And so it was just crazy. I mean, but I got the same feedback. I can't tell you how many people stopped and said, that was great. I felt guilty because I was kind of confused and discombobulated in a couple of situations, but people apparently loved it. And then I stuck around and visited some of the parking day stalls and stuff and saw a lot of people that were on the tour still checking things out. So I think from that, it's always such a wonderful group of people that show up for that. I'm always pleased. And, here's on the agenda some information about it. Unfortunately, I didn't get photos of everybody looking at Evan's piece, but I put his piece up there. But great shot here at 9th and Mass where they happened to have put a tent up. So that was fun. And, it just is a lot of fun. And then to end on the note of the performance art on the street was really fabulous. And
That was perfect. I know it wasn't planned. Like, we circled back to them, but it was the best ending.
yeah,
Kind
I agree.
For as long as you wanted to.
yeah, yeah. So a very nice evening, and thank you all for coming. And
all the folks that presented
yeah,
were there to talk about their pieces was really.
people love hearing from the art. That's always my thing, is let's let the artists speak, because people are very intrigued to understand process and thinking and that type of thing. So
Only note I would have is, like, I have a mobile speaker and microphone, and maybe something like that would be better than a microphone.
I agree.
Because it was so noisy and bustling that
more so than it was.
more so than usual.
Yeah.
And so having something like that where the sound quality is better and more contained, and I just put that over my shoulder. That's cordless. But something like that might be a nice investment. And it's like, but
I agree. I also
Good
think
idea.
that I like a designated, when at like a racetrack where the dog's chasing this little rabbit, have someone who has like a bright hat on, and it's like,
yeah.
so especially because it was busier in the past. We never had to deal with people getting lost in the crowds or losing track of where the group was. But to have have someone with a little flag or something so that it's easier to keep the group cohesive. Because there was definitely a couple times when, including myself, got lost in train of thought and ended up going half a block in the wrong direction and had to hurry back. So
A helium balloon.
yeah, balloon. There you go. That's perfect. But yeah, We have a couple of things under miscellany. Update on unmistakable event grant program. We kind of touched on it a little bit. Was there something else you wanted to highlight?
Just reminding folks that it is open. I'll go ahead and pull it up.
Did I
Share that.
If there is a amount, a top, like what the range is for grant applications on that?
I'm pretty sure it may not be on the website, but I think it's in the guidelines. Let's see. And sorry, getting the windows around here.
I did miss. Okay.
So, yeah, eligibility. State registered for-profit and non-for-profit businesses may submit one grant request for events held throughout the year in Lawrence, Kansas. Grants start at $600 and are limited to $15,000 per event.
So we were raising it for World Cup.
We've always done it at 10% of the whole amount. So I stuck with that for, to add to the parity. Obviously, the committee often decides, depending on scores and that type of thing, that they'll reduce amounts accordingly, trying to help make sure that as many things get funded as possible.
Is there any conversation with that TGT increase, the 6 to the 8%, that would be increasing that top amount? So instead of 150, 200 or something.
I haven't heard anything specifically yet. So, and with Luis leaving, we didn't coordinate everything, so that's still to be determined.
Okay, but we could check on it.
Yeah.
And you mean down the road or for this cycle?
Yes, for the World Cup, I thought it was the 6% TGT on the hotel rates. It changed to 8%. There were some increases like our grants increased, but the unmistakable event grant, if that was 200, then going by that metric, then the top limit could be 20.
We could conceivably do that or make it somehow retroactive, I guess, depending on when the funds are available to. So we have to figure that out. We talked about the possibility of having an enhancement element.
Yes.
So that everybody that received grant funding would get some amount based on, some calculation. So there's various things in the mix. It just hasn't been determined yet. And then just a reminder that I have the Vermont Street mural project. The RFQ is ready. I've run it by Brad at parking. And so I'm going to get that out as soon as I can. I had to get our web form set up, but that'll be out. And that'll be a fun project. It's $5,500 budget. And it's for the wall in the garage that's opposite the street side where the elevators are. There's a 18-foot by 10-foot wall there. So it'll be kind of nice. And we'll work with the library to help us determine who gets selected, sort of like the process we did for the mural project for Dillon's.
Yeah.
Which is going to be soon.
Next Friday.
Is it Friday? I was wondering. I thought it was soon.
17th at 8 a.m.
Wow.
Which one?
A mural commission for the new Dillons
Oh, okay. Yeah.
at the crossings, and Kent Smith was the artist that was selected for that. So it's a really cool looking mural, and that'll be part of a celebration. I think they have that mural dedication and an opening at 8 a.m. on Friday, and then some community events and celebrations on Saturday for the whole family.
It's exciting.
They're doing some art
You said 8 a.m. Friday. Which day? This
activities. On the 17th.
17th.
The mural dedication, and then Saturday the 18th will be like some family celebrations with art activities
Great.
and lots of fun stuff.
I'll be there. It's outside of my neck of the woods, so it'll be nice to check it out.
And I will say, too, I'm sure you all have seen it, the Shabbat mural.
Oh, yeah.
Looks really wonderful. The building looks great over there. And
I've only seen it from car zipping past. I need to actually pull over, get on.
I haven't actually stopped yet either. I'd love to see the building as
great.
well. Yeah, it's a really nice project. And it looks like he did the mural itself, but then it wraps on the interior a little bit, I think, which will be really nice, too. So
This is the part where we talk about other miscellany. I'm trying to think. The Little Yard event, that was since our last meeting, correct?
September 27th.
Okay, great. It was good. Right? Thumbs up?
nothing but everybody I've talked to is just like really exuberant. And the project.
Yes.
I've had a lot of people after the event talk to me and just say that the mural is so great and people are reading the signage, they're really absorbing, loving the information. So
Just the fact that the whole project, I mean, this mural project in particular, but the fact that this, it's been spanned multiple years with different events and different installations and art shows all around this historical neighborhood, it really feels like it's culmination of something special. And there's lots of cool art projects, obviously, that happen in our community, but I feel like they're usually not so thorough. And I feel like people should study this as a great example of a multifaceted approach. So
It was just cool to see people out and about. And so I routinely go by there now just to kind of check in to see, are people reading the sign? Are they engaging? People are getting off their bikes on the loop to read it and like to enjoy the art. And so I think that complements of healthy activity and outdoor engagement and arts is something, to look at for future projects.
yeah, I agree.
Really got people excited to be on that trail, and they're walking to the train station. We took the mariachis down to Van Gogh, and just having that 300 people with us in a procession was a sight to see.
it was.
A cool thing to look at for the future.
Yeah, I think more things like that on a loop would be wonderful.
I think so too, for community.
Well, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to share, any upcoming things that you want to plug or that you're excited to attend, any other cool things that you've attended since we last met that you want to talk about?
Less attended, but just the idea that this is the National Arts Week Humanities Month. And so I appreciated that you sent that information, but I didn't know if we had any opportunity to do a proclamation or...
That's in the works. I wasn't able to get it on last night's meeting, but I'm pretty sure it'll go on next week's meeting. So yes, please be prepared. We'd love to have, representation for next week for that proclamation. It was interesting to see what Americans for the Arts is doing, which is about telling stories and stuff. And, I'm seeing like Arts and Humanity or Kansas Humanities is doing something related to that. I didn't know it was coming. I didn't get any indication that was happening. And suddenly my inbox was, a flurry of stuff from Americans for the Arts. So we don't have anything we can really do per se, but it is good to remember that. And obviously humanities also are, pretty vital in our society.
Okay.
This may be the last thing we discussed in this meeting. On Friday, from 5 to 7 at Landmark Bank, there will be an art opening. Tim messaged me because he knew he wouldn't be able to be here this evening and wanted to make sure that I said that the artist is going to be Teresa Martin, and the show looks awesome, which I feel like is exactly the way that Tim would say that. The show looks awesome. And every show I've been to at Landmark Bank has actually been awesome. So, if you're watching this, Tim, I don't know which camera is looking at me, but I'm a man of my word. I didn't forget to plug the.
No, thanks for the reminder. I have the thing that he handed out at the last meeting at my desk, so I'm hoping to attend. May have a conflict, but I'll get out there one way or the other.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, this might be the shortest meeting ever. I'm not going to review previous meeting minutes to see if it's true. But unless anybody has anything else they would like to add, our next meeting is going to be November 12th. Same time, same place.
Yep.
I appreciate you all for being here. I think we had some good chat, even though we didn't approve any minutes. We'll do that next time. Thank you, Porter. Thank you, Kurt. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned. Unless you object, you're the sole voice of dissent.
So we're just gonna have to end the meeting.